live again. I hope you're all doing really, really well. Bear with me while we get set up. As always, we have a little bit of time while we just make sure that you can hear me and you can see me. Oh, that looks like that works perfectly. Yay! I'll just move my craft mat into the centre a little bit because it messes with me if it's not central. Yay, we are here. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry we're a little bit late starting. Hopefully you guys will find us. It's just been such a whirlwind of a day, and so much of a whirlwind of a day that I haven't even had a chance to think about what I'm going to do. If you are a subscriber to our newsletter, you will have had the newsletter saying that we were going live today at 5. And on that newsletter, I put a little picture on there of one of the design team's photos from a while ago. Actually, it's one from the vault, if you like, using some of our postage stamp dies to make some cute little tags. And I did have an idea that maybe I might like to do that. That would be quite nice. But other than that, I've not really thought about what I might do. Now, I've just literally in hello Annalisa, say tell us about your day. I will tell you about my day while we craft, but I need to kind of have a little think about what we do. Does anybody have any ideas? I've got a cat sat on the back of my chair here, which is very, very interesting. I don't know if my webcam is actually working, but she's actually sat behind me at the moment. I feel like I've got another cat scratching something for attention. So they're being naughty. What are you doing? Somebody's scratching something, I've no idea what.
I'm off, babe. See you later.
See you later. Bye. That was Aunt just leaving. so there you go. It's a little bit of an insight into what's going on here at Time for Tea at the moment. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos. So what should we do today? Let's have a think. Sometimes this I'm sure this happens to everyone at some point, where you have a little bit of I suppose you want to craft, but you don't really know what you want to craft. Now I have got here some die cuts from actually I think these were from when we went to Hobby Maker, actually, some little bunnies. So I did have a thought that maybe I could make some little treat boxes for Easter, but it might be a bit too close to Easter now for that. I also my card that I made last week, I sent to my mom, which she absolutely loved. She's still not very well, bless her. She's actually in hospital at the moment, really struggling, bless her. They haven't been able to they just haven't been able to figure it out and sort it out, and so now she's really, really dehydrated, bless her. So she's needed to be admitted to hospital. She's been on a drip to get fluids to make her feel a bit stronger. So, and they're still investigating what the issues are. So I'm sending my mum lots and lots of love, and my dad, who is really obviously very stressed, and hoping that she's feeling better really, really soon. So that's obviously been playing on my mind. So in terms of thinking about what I actually want to craft today, I've not really got any clues, to be honest. So when you're in a situation like this, thank you, Annalisa, that's really kind of you. When I'm in a situation like this, there's a number of things that can help me get started. One of those is inspiration on Instagram or on Pinterest. The design team are often a really big source of inspiration. Or it could be that I look through some of my images that might give me an idea of something I want to do. It might be an occasion that I've got, and sometimes it could be a sketch that could be something that perhaps sparks the start you're not being very helpful there, are you? You're going to climb on me to climb on the desk. Is that what you're doing? She's just currently sat on my shoulder, debating whether she can leap from my shoulder onto the desk. How's about that if I come a bit closer? There we go. You may see a fluffy tail appear on screen. There we go. What would you like to do? I think let's have a look at some inspiration let's start with some stamp inspiration, shall we? Now, when we're talking about cats, you see, obviously we've got our little Maisie here, and I do find that going back to kind of the cats as a means of inspiration is really, really good. And I do love this Perfect Day stamp set. Some of you were very lucky to get this. If you're a subscriber, we did a buy one get one free sale this week as part of Treat Yourself Tuesday. We do that a lot of the time throughout the throughout the months. We'll occasionally chuck in a Treat Yourself Tuesday where we do a subscriber only offer, and they're always very good discounts, very big offers. So this time it was on our stamps. If you bought a stamp set, you got the coordinating die for free, which is a huge saving. And loads of you took that up. It was really, really popular. So yeah, I did think that was really cool. This is a fun little set as well. And I've not used these guys for ages. They're so cool. The gummy bears are a really cute one, which I don't think I've used the gummy bears for a while. I'm feeling like the gummy bears might be inspiring me today. I feel like I need a bit of colour in my life, because obviously it's still quite miserable out there. To say we're almost into spring, so I'm feeling a little bit like, you know, we need a bit of spring in our lives. We need a bit of colour. So I think I'm going to go with these gummy bears because they are really cute. I mean, I do have the sweet cart, some of these images already stamped and die cut as well, so they could be cute to use. They obviously will give us a little bit of colour and a really fun scene. I'm quite tempted to do that as well. A little scene card would be rather nice, wouldn't it? So many little options here. I'm just having a little bit of a tidy up because I feel like I've probably got some gummy bears already stamped out. So let's have a little look what we've got in my little box of tricks here. I also have a number of cats already done in here as well. Oh, so many options. I've got my little scene here that is part of a scene that I used when we went to Hobby Maker. I've got my little tulips here as well, which would be very, very cute to do something with, because again, very spring. So I've got a cute seal there that's just randomly stamped. Some stars, a nice little background there. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? That would make a really lovely background for a card. That would make a really nice little card there. And this is where when I am a little bit short of inspiration, just grabbing some of these bits that I've had previously that I've not then used can be so useful. So I've got some bits that are already stamped. I've also got some die cuts here, so these are already coloured in, and I'm thinking these would be so cute with this or even with this blue background here, because go really well. The colour, the red colour of the little fox goes so well. Wouldn't that be cute? We've even got a blue little cupcake there. We've got a little balloon. So this little guy here could be holding a balloon. Let's grab this guy here. Look, he can be holding a balloon. Oh, how adorable. To my foxy friend, happy birthday. And we've even got a cute little cake with a little, see how cute is that? That is so adorable. And we could even do, this is basically has just made itself into a card. So if I am like a little bit struggling for inspiration, or I'm just not quite sure what to do, this is a really great way of making a really fun little card. Now this as is going to take me no time to put together, but I am going to make this into an actual card because I love it. So I'll show you that in a little bit. We'll pop that to one side. Here are my gummy bears that I've already stamped and coloured in, and I've never actually made these into a card, and how adorable are they? We've even got the little faces on those little gumballs. So again, I think this could make the most adorable card. We've got the stars background, but I might use a different card base to pop these on, and I might use a circle. I might use a circle background for these to go with the circular theme of the gumball, with a bit of coloured paper in the background. I think that might look really, really cute. So that's going to be so we might make 2 cards today. This might be a 2-card situation, and the other thing that I've got here as well to use is this scrap of card here with my other stars. So again, this could make a really cute little birthday card. So let me move my background here. What other things have I got? Obviously I've got my sweet cart critters there. Some of these are a bit more, and I've got this one as well. This stars background is so useful. I've also got this background here with some gorgeous eggs. So when we were talking about the little leftover pieces of where did they go? So my little bunnies here. I mean, how adorable would that be? Would that look really cute over or underneath my tulips? You can't really see much of the pattern there, which is a bit of a shame, because that would look really cute, but I don't want to lose the pattern. So what I would probably do is use this as a square card base, and maybe use something to pop these on the front perhaps, because I wouldn't want to lose a lot of that pattern. So I'll have a think about that one, because that one's a little bit more, requires a bit more thought. I'm not quite sure what to do with that one yet, but I love the idea of it. I love the colour scheme, and I love the idea. And with this one that I've got here, so this is obviously a card that I think I'll have prepped for a show on TV and never got to demonstrate it, so I don't know what the original card was actually going to be. But again, we've got these gorgeous stars, and I've got my gorgeous cats here that are from the Let's Party stamp set. So again, these little guys here, we've got the Let's Party sentiment. We've got a balloon there, and then the sentiment, you're invited. So again, we've actually got another card made there just with this set. I love it so much. So yeah, if we want a couple of quick and easy cards today, I think I've got you covered here. And this is, you know, from a place of, I didn't know what I was going to do today in terms of, you know, what my card was going to look like. And now I've got 3 different card ideas that have just come out of nowhere. So I'm absolutely buzzing about that because obviously I've got all of these pieces that are ready to go, and I've not had a chance to use them yet. So why not do that? Why not use them? This is why I keep all of these elements. Look, I've got lots of different bits and bobs here, different bits of backgrounds that I've you know, that I've ink blended, bits that I've stamped. These are all things, and I've got the Dig It background there. I really need to use the Dig It stamp set actually, because I've not used that for a while, because we didn't have that in stock, but we do have that in stock now. So all of these things, look, these will come in handy at some point. It's just a case of, and there we have the more the merrier. So that's the last few bits of the Dig It set. So I'm going to commit to having that done. I think that's going to be my choice for next time. But I'm going to pop all of these to one side because these will be used at some point. I'm going to pop them back in the little tray that they came from. I've got a whole tray with a whole heap of things in them. And I often take these to craft shows, because at craft shows you don't have the opportunity to do a full card, very similar to, you know, when I'm on TV, or because I literally can't take everything with me. That's one of the main things, is that you can't take everything. You have to, you know, some things you can't take your entire craft room with you, basically. So what I do is all these bits that I've already half coloured in, like this little critter here, I will take those. I will take backgrounds that I've already started, and then I can usually put something together from all of those elements. So like I say, here I've got some very quick cards that we can put together super easy, just using the elements that we've already got. So I'm really excited about doing that. I just need, what I am going to need to do is find some more card blanks. So I'm really running short of my top folding A6 ones, so I'm going to have to put an order in for those. But the last couple that I've got, we're going to use them today. I will probably use a US A2 size card base for my gummy bears when I come to do those. But let's do these super quick ones and see how we get on, because obviously you know, we might take a little bit longer than anticipated. So let's see how we get on with these. But these should be super quick fire to put together. And it is really just a bit of ink blending for you here. So this is my first card base, and I think this is really going to get me in the mood. Because like I say, sometimes you need a bit of help, don't you, getting your mojo going, getting inspiration going. Who's chatting in the group then? Let's have a look. What are the large dots on the card made from? So is that on this one? Is this the one that you're talking about, Annalisa? Is this the one that you mean in terms of the large dots? So the large dots on the background are using the it's one of our stencils. I think it's the snowfall stencil, I'm going to say. Off the top of my head, I'm going to have a little look, see if I can find it for you. in my little stencil holder here. So yeah, this is the Snowfall stencil. So let me grab this out. So the Snowfall stencil is this fabulous, I'm hoping you can see that on screen. It's a bit, obviously, can be a bit shiny, but it's all these different size, like dollops of giant snow, basically. But you can use it just as a random pattern as well. I think it shows easier on maybe on the blue. Shall we pop it on this blue background here? You can see maybe a little bit easier there. Let me pop that on there. You see it on the blue background. So we've got all of these lovely chunky sized dots of snow, and I've run through that a texture paste, and it's a sparkly texture paste. I believe it's the one from I believe it is a cosmic is it Cosmic Shimmer? What are they called? Yes, Cosmic Shimmer. Like, this is a silver one. This is the Lunar paste, but they have different colours in the Cosmic Shimmer texture paste. So I believe it was that I've used over the top of a blue ink blended background. So highly recommend that. And obviously that's one of those projects that you're going to do separately, and let it dry, pop it to one side, and then you can use it in your next project. I cut out the star shapes before I did the ink blending and before I did my paste, because if you were to do all of the pasting first, it is quite hard to cut through that, and it might not be such a clean cut, because the paste is quite thick, and it's also going to maybe attach bits of glitter to your to your cutting plates. So I would probably keep that, do the cutting first, then add your paste afterwards, and your stencil. So this is the inspiration for my colour, because we're having a couple of pops of colour on here with our images, and I'm going to use this lovely bright green, which is very similar to our Twisted Citron shade. I'm going to use that colour in my background. So I'm going to use my Twisted Citron brush for this. Annalisa's wanting a giant gumball card, and Sue says, good evening, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to have people with us and crafting along. So if you are crafting along, do let me know, and I'd love to know what it is that you're crafting today. So how beautiful is this colour, and how beautiful is this brush? I mean, it matches the colour that we're putting down so perfectly. So I'm just going to add a bit more of this colour, and I'm not covering the whole sheet because I don't need to. I'm just going to put it where my little stars are going to be. Now this is another great project to make into a shaker card, and we did a shaker card last week, and I have to say I absolutely loved doing it. So any die that gives you the opportunity to make a shaker card is a great one in my book, because it just adds a different element to what you're doing, and this might be a really fun one to add a little bit of sparkle in the background. So I think I might do that, just to zhuzh this up a bit. I think instead of just making it a simple put together, let's do a little bit of technique. And I am going to do a little bit of a splatter on the background here as well. And I think I'm going to do a contrasting colour. I'm moving everything out of the way because I don't want to cover everything in ink. So I'm just popping some scrap paper in the background there. And then I think I'm going to use a little bit of the blue that we've got in the background, which I think is probably a bit of Blueprint Sketch. So, and I'm going to water this down quite a bit. So I'm rubbing some of that onto my silicone mat here. I've got some water beside me and I've got a paintbrush here. So I'm just going to dip that into the water and I'm just going to add quite a bit of water, really water this down. And then let's tap some of this off. See, it's going literally everywhere. But you see now there's not so much ink on the paintbrush. My splatters have got a little less bulky. I think that's the word. Or my droplets aren't as large. That's probably the way I was trying to say it. So, and I am going to have to do a little bit of a mop up because they have gone everywhere. I've even managed to get a little blob onto Ant's card that he made. So I'm going to move that out of the way before I do any more damage to that. You see, I wasn't fully safe with everything, but thankfully we covered most things up, so so we've done okay. So let's just blow any of the little bits of fluff that are on there. So that's our first background pretty much done. So for our other background that we had in mind, we were going to use this lovely green background, weren't we? So for the colour scheme that we've got going on in the foreground, we've got these gorgeous little cats here celebrating. There's a bit of blue in there, there's a bit of orange, there's a bit of yellow. I think maybe the background for this is probably going to be a good idea with a bit of yellow, maybe just a bit of pale yellow in the background. So again, a little bit of scattered straw I think might be the solution for this one. So again, I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to cover everything up with my bits of card, with my scraps of paper here. I'm going to grab my scattered straw brush and my scattered straw ink. Ooh. And then we're just going to do the same sort of pattern, I guess, of now then, did I do that the opposite way around? No, I did it the same way around. Because the other thing just to remember is that the star background, you can do it either way. I'll show you in a minute. There isn't a right or wrong way up to use it, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to be a little bit more gentle with my application here. So I don't want it too bright and too bold, but as you know, that is not my strong point. I don't have the patience to build up colour slowly, and I am quite heavy-handed. So this is why, you know, the brushes work for me so well, because I don't really have the patience to not do that. But there, we've got that beautiful background. That is so lovely. And then we've got space here for our little characters. And again, you don't have to put the colour in the background. You could absolutely have left that white, but I just feel like it needed a little bit of colour just for everything to pop a little bit. So I think that's so sweet, and it's going to be such an easy little card to make, and it's going to be such a fun little card as well. We're going to create some dimension with this one, with our phone. Oh, lost the words. Lost all of the words. Hi Julie, how are you? So yeah, we'll create a bit of dimension here as well. And we're not doing any more splatters on this one because I don't think we need it. The images are quite large and they do cover up a lot of the stars, but they make the stars just really pop. But what I was trying to say before was about there is no right or wrong way up to use this. You could use this way around, so your stars are going in the opposite direction. I prefer it this way up, where they start with the slightly larger one, and then I don't know what's happening to my screen here. There we go. Where it finishes with the smaller one on the left hand side, but it's entirely up to you. You could also use it landscape as well, so there is no right way or wrong way to do it. So you could potentially use your stars this way round and maybe have your characters going across this way. So that's a totally different way of doing it, isn't it? And it does look so different when you do it that way around. So personally, like I say, I prefer this orientation. I think this is the natural way to do it. My stars, I think, look better that way up. I like my characters there. Obviously, you could have your characters at the side of the stars as well. You don't have to have them in the stars, so they could go like this, and have the sentiments across the stars. That also looks very cute. But again, I feel like the natural way of doing it is them kind of almost poking out of the stars. So you could even have them kind of sitting in there and just poking their heads out, which is, I think, is really cute. I actually quite like that as a little situation. So I'm just poking out of the little apertures, which is very sweet. I want his little tail to kind of stick out the side there, and them to be poking out of the little stars. That is quite cute. I am quite liking that as a little different way of doing things. We've got the little balloon there, really cute. The Let's Party obviously has already been die cut. You could stamp that onto black with white. That always looks really nice. But I think we'll probably leave it white on black on white. I think. I'm not sure. What's your thoughts? Should we go with a black sentiment? Julie says she's okay. She's late joining, has not long got in, and as she popped to her parents on the way home from school with the boys, and now getting their dinner sorted. Oh, I'm so hungry, Julie. Glad you're able to watch while you sort dinner. I'm glad you're able to watch too, and you like them peering out of the stars too. I think that looks really cute, doesn't it? So I think we're going to go with this. And I do like the black and white sentiment, so I'm going to stick with that as well. So let's move this out of the way, because I think we're okay with that for now. And I'm going to move my silicone mat as well. What are you having for tea, Julie? Tell me what's for dinner. See if you can inspire me for my dinner, because I'm really not sure what to do for my dinner today. Like I say, it's been very busy and I'm very hungry. So I think we said at the beginning, and Julie, you are late to the party as we are talking about parties. You will have missed this, but I've had a really busy day, so we were a little bit late coming live ourselves, because we have had a hectic day. You will also have missed Ant leaving in a hurry as well, and doing a hurried see you later as he left, because he's on his way to an event tonight, a last minute thing, and I'm so jealous that I can't go with him, but I said no, I've got Facebook Live planned, I've got all kinds of things to do today, so I really don't have time to get ready and go. But I would have loved to have gone because he's going to the launch party for one of our friends owns a cafe in London and called Cuppa Pug, and they basically it's a bit like a cat cafe but with pugs. So they've been running this cafe in London for I think a couple of years now, and it's been doing really, really well. So they've opened another one in Manchester, and the launch party for that is this evening. So really exciting. And we went to the launch party for the first one, and they had some pictures taken there. And there's a lovely picture of Ant with a pug on his knee, taking a selfie, and they've used that picture on the front of the new store, and it looks so cool. So he's gone along to the launch party for that, it's going to be so cute because it's going to be so many pugs there. It's going to be adorable. So I'm really jealous that he's going without me. But it will be a great event. So he's dashed off to do that. I've had just a non-stop day of tasks and doing all kinds of things. Let's catch up with what Julie's up to. So Julie wants to put an extra balloon floating away as if the bunny had lost one. That's such a cute idea. And you're having breaded chicken fillets with fries and roasted veg. That sounds very nice. Annalisa says that she used to have a cat cafe near her, and they got Bella and Luna there from a local rescue. Sadly, they shut down shortly after. Oh, that's so sad. Julie says gutted you couldn't go to the event, and yes, I do love a roasted veggie myself. But Julie's glad I'm here. Yay! So I am here and I am making this adorable card. So let's get some foam tape on the back of this one. So the rest of the day, like I say, I've been doing all kinds of admin tasks. The car was booked in for its MOT this morning, which can often be a little bit of a stressful thing, can't it? Is it going to pass? Is it not going to pass? Thankfully, it did pass, so that was all good. We're very happy with that because you just don't need the extra stress, do you, of it not passing, and the extra expense with everything else that we've got going on. So that was one thing. So that took a bit of a chunk out of the day, really, going and getting that sorted, waiting for it to be done, and then getting back home. Then I've been processing the orders from the Treat Yourself Tuesday, doing some admin bits for both the salon and for Time for Tea. So lots of kind of tasks that have to be done but are a little bit on the boring side, I suppose, but they're essential jobs, ones that we've got to do, so we just have to get on with them, don't we? It's like doing your household chores and stuff. Oh, and in addition to that, I've had household chores to do, of course. So we've changing the bed, putting the washing on, all of those good adulting things that we have to do alongside running your business. So yeah, it's been a bit non-stop, to the point where I've had to give Ant an extra task to go and get us some milk because we've run out of milk, and one thing I don't need to run out of is milk for a brew when you've got a million other tasks to do. So you definitely need a cup of tea, don't you, to keep you going. So I'm just checking there that I've got enough foam on the back of this to keep everything elevated. You see these little corners here? these little corners, I don't want them to dip. The others seem to be fine, but these two here are the ones that are dipping a little bit. So this one here and this little guy here might need a little bit of support. So what you want to just be careful of is not giving enough support in certain areas and then your card collapsing, which is not what we want, is it? So I'm going to pop that on the bunny there, and then we'll just cut a few smaller strips. And this is why I do like to be able to cut my my bits of foam tape to the size that I want, because then I know I'm getting all of the support that I need where I need it. So that seems to be, I'm going to say that that feels pretty supported. So we can take all of these bits off the back now. I mean, if you wanted to as well, which is a really great idea, and we've talked about this many times on this channel, is cutting your the main die cut piece with the stars from foam, fun foam, or even adhesive foam if you can get hold of it, and that means then that you've got an exact template to the dimension that you want of the cover plate die that you've used. So it saves all of this taking little bits of tape off, which I actually don't mind doing. I really quite enjoy the process of adding tape and things to the back of my projects. But if you haven't got time and you don't want the the fiddliness of having to do this that I'm doing, then just get some fun foam and die cut it with your fun foam. So much easier. So, and now we've just got to line this up. The other thing that is really good about doing the fun foam as well is that you can add your adhesive to the back of it, your glue adhesive, and it's a bit more manoeuvrable, so you don't have to worry so much about lining it up, which again is always a good little bonus. So my let's party, let's grab that sentiment. And I'm going to use some of my shaker tape for this because it's a bit narrower. It's exactly the same depth as my previous tape, so they do mix and match really well, but it's also the perfect size for our sentiments. And I feel like maybe do I pop that there rather than there? I'm just trying to work out, do I do it a bit lower or do I do it a bit higher? I'm going to go for the top corner there. And then these smaller sentiments of You're Invited and Celebrate can go there, and I might even do those at a bit of a jaunty angle. So we'll just add You're Invited. Oh, this is so cute. This is where you can just have a little bit of fun, and this is the bit that I really enjoy. Aunt's loss is our gain, says Annalisa. And Julie says she's been filling in forms today, wish she could have been crafting. Can I ask what you used to colour them in, please? So to colour in my little characters, Sue, I have used my alcohol markers, my Copic alcohol markers, to colour each of them in. And if there's any of the little critters that you want me to show you how I've coloured in, let me know and I can show you one of them. If there's like a particular colour that you there that you wanted me to show you, I can do that for you. That's not a problem. But we're just using products that we've already got in our stash here, which is why I've not shown you any colouring in yet. So on here then, I think the next thing to do is just to add a little bit of something extra. And I'm thinking that because this is a party, I was going to add some enamel dots, but I'm feeling that I might want to add a few sequins to this, and I don't know whether silver sequins would be the thing, because they will look quite cool. But I've also got some of the Lucy's Little Things sequins as well, but I might just go with the silver because, so these are Time for Tea sequins. I think we've got a few of these still on the website. Our sensational sequins, and they are sensational, as the name suggests. Now, less is more when it comes to sequins, I think, or embellishments of any kind. But you know, do let your creativity go. Don't hold back. If you like a lot of sequins, you like a lot of bling, and you know, this is a party after all, then you go for it. So we've got quite a few sequins on there. That feels like a lot of sequins to me, but I like the position. I like this one here, I like this one here. We could go for a little bit less around there, and maybe just have one there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that meets my odd number obsession with when it comes to embellishments and sequins, and it also doesn't feel like it's too much. It's like I say, sometimes less is more, and if you have a tendency to do more is more. Cat at the top, so the little one at the top here poking his head out, the little brown cat. Sarah, I don't know why I said the name Sarah. Sue, is that the cat that you were referring to? I'll certainly give him a colour in. We might do that instead of making the third card, is just do a little bit of colouring in, because then I get to show you a few different techniques in the one video then, don't we? Did I do that one? No, I didn't. So I'm using some of my glossy accents here just to pop my sequins on. So yeah, as I was saying, if you're a more is more kind of embellisher, and you like that look, then obviously, like I say, you do whatever you love to do, because that's the whole point of this wonderful hobby of ours. You know, you get to use your creativity. But if you feel like you're a more is more and you don't mean to be a more is more, and you want to be a less is more, then pop them down, pop your embellishments down where you think, and then take maybe 3 away or 2 away until you've got that odd number that we're striving for. So pop them all down and then take a few off. Would be my top tip. If that's, you know, if that's kind of your instinct to over embellish, do what you feel is right, and then scale it back by just taking a few away. That would be my top tip. So this is our cute little Let's Party with the sequins, looking really, really adorable. And we will have a go at colouring in this little cat at the top in a bit. For Sue. So that's our first card. Moving on to the second card that we've got here. So this one is now dry. Our background is dry, and how gorgeous does that look? So a few splatters of that blue, and then we layer this on top, and it just looks stunning. And then we're going to add into this our little characters, aren't we? So again, we're going to do very similar to what we've done with the previous card. So we've got each of our characters here. So I've got my little it's a cake, Joanna, it's a cake, come on, use your words. So we've got a cake, and we've got our little fox who can be holding a little balloon, another little balloon, and we've got the happy birthday here, which we can sit along the middle there, which will look really adorable. Or we can do this the other way around. Like we said, we can have a bit of an opposites situation with the little guy with his balloon here and the cake. I can't even lift it up with my fingernails. Here, and the happy birthday maybe kind of there, and then make this into a bit of a shaker situation, which I think would look really rather cute. And I'm just wondering, bear with while we work on our placement here, if we were to turn this the other way round, so we are now upside down. If we have our little foxy friend this way, and we have our little cake at the bottom here, and then we have, we could even have the little cupcake in the middle of that one, and then we have the happy birthday, and there is the sentiment to my foxy friend as well. So we've got to my foxy friend, happy birthday. I do think that looks adorable. Or we've got happy birthday, and then we've got the little cupcake that goes above, like so. So let's have a look at that arrangement. What do we think to that arrangement? So this is the opposite way round, so a little bit different. Loves the bright pink cake. The bright pink cake's so cute, isn't it? I like that. I think that's cute, and it shows how you can use these in opposite ways. So what we also need is a bit of a shaker situation. So let's move these back up here. I'm going to stick this on to my cake because I know that I'm going to lose that if I don't. So yeah, I'm going to pop that onto there so that I don't lose it. So, and again, if I wanted to, I could colour this in the same pink as my cake, but I think it all goes really well. So we've got here then, we've got our die cut here, if I can speak, that I'm going to make into a shaker card, and I need some of that glorious acetate, which I'm going to struggle to remember where I've put. Bear with me while I have a little look around. Oh, there it is. I can see it now, because I don't think I've got any scraps of it that are large enough now. I used all of my scraps in a previous project. Let's have a look. Where are they? Yeah, we don't have any more scraps of acetate, I don't think. So bear with me while I just grab some. Where's my acetate gone? Oh. Let's have a look in here. Oh. We've got stuff everywhere. Here we go. There we go. Now you will not really be able to see that because it is obviously, it's clear, but it is it is a bit of clear acetate that we've got there. Oh, it's shining in the light so you can see that, so that's awesome. So I am going to stick some of this on the back of here to create a cute little shaker, and I'm really excited about making a cute little shaker. I don't think I've got any of my tape runner left. We had the tape runner conversation, didn't we, last time, that my tape runner doesn't really work very well, and I know that Julie, you said you use a bit of red liner tape. I do have some of our tape that we've had in store here. I did think I had some red liner tape somewhere. Maybe it's in one of my little drawers here. Ah! There it is, look. Red liner tape. I don't think there's very much of that left. Oh, there isn't. It's hardly even worth talking about. But I do have, I think, a little bit more of ordinary tape here, which is a bit thicker than this. So I might use this instead of this. I've also got some of the this is really good tape. I think this was from when I was on Create and Craft. It's very, very old, very thick, but really good tape. So I'm going to pop that to one side and let's use some of this. I don't know if this is the tearable stuff, but we'll soon find out. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it is. Excellent. So I'm just going to pop that right to the edge there. And again, pop some of this onto here. And the reason that I'm doing this rather than using glue is because it adheres straight away with this, whereas the glue does slip around a little bit, which, you know, when I'm adhering things together that I don't want to be in the wrong place, is very, very handy. But for something like this, you know, it's going to be easy to line up because I'm going to trim off the excess anyway, but I don't want it to slip around. I want it to adhere immediately. So for immediate adhesion, your liner tape like this is bang on. And I don't really need it anywhere else but around the edges, but I'm just going to add a few little bits kind of around the in some of the gaps. I don't really need it because you're not going to see that. Some of that's just coming off of my fingers now because I'm using my fingers to remove it, which is probably not the best thing to do, because then you get covered in glue. So to remove the backing tape, again, this can be a bit of a challenge, but if you just use your poker tool, it should all come off pretty easily. So let's do that. There we go. I'm also in the process of designing some new stamps, which is a very long time coming. I am so behind schedule. All of the things that I had set myself as goals this year in terms of getting you some new releases more often just hasn't come to fruition, unfortunately. But you know, sometimes these things happen. What I will say is that there is lots coming this year from Time for Tea in various different ways, just a little bit later than perhaps anticipated. So I've stuck that down. It didn't stick where I wanted it to. It didn't stick at because it just literally stuck to that straight away. But it doesn't matter because we don't need all of it to stick, so it's fine. So, and now I'm just trimming off the excess around the edges. And we're going to use the rest of this to make a little sandwich, a little acetate sandwich. And this, I love this technique. So while I am very jealous of Ant being able to go to this event tonight, I am going to my own little event this weekend, which I'm incredibly excited about. And Ant is not invited. Well, he would be invited, but he doesn't enjoy where I'm going, so he's not invited. So I'm going to go to a concert this weekend, and I am so excited. I was supposed to be going with my mum, but she's too poorly, so I'm now going on my own. But I'm still going to have a great time. I've been to concerts on my own many times, because my musical taste is not the same as many people's, I guess. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy to go on my own. It's absolutely fine. I actually quite like it, to be honest with you. I think I'm one of those people, and maybe you guys will relate to this. As I think as crafters, we can be quite introvert and enjoy our own company. We quite like to be on our own sometimes, and that's crafting can be a very social event, but a lot of the time we're doing it on our own in our craft rooms or in our bedrooms or wherever we've got our little crafty nook set up, and we're just happily crafting on our own, and you know, we like that. We like it, like I say, we like our own company, and we're quite happy to do that and entertain ourselves in that way. And I've always been like that, even from being a kid. I've been quite happy to just sit and entertain myself, draw and colouring in images. That's something I've always done, which is why you know, I think this craft really does appeal to me, because it's something that I've always done. So yeah, so like I say, I really don't mind going on my own. But I'm going to Leeds Arena. The only bit of it that is stressful for me, and again, I don't know if any of you guys relate to this, the bit that's stressful for me is going to the venue and finding a parking space. That's the bit that, you know, it's kind of fighting your way through one-way traffic. Leeds in particular is the devil city for one-way traffic. I absolutely hate Leeds city centre. I don't know quite whereabouts in relation to the city centre the Leeds Arena is, which is part of the stress, because I don't really know where it is. And yeah, getting there in one piece, fighting your way through the one-way traffic, and then getting parked up because it's going to be mental busy. So getting a parking space, all of that I find incredibly stressful. Once I'm there, I'm fine. Happy to just be on my own and chill. So I think I'm going to try and get there super early, so that I can find it, get parked up and just hang out, get a coffee, you know, just relax. Maybe, you know, participate in some of the merch that you can buy, and just really enjoy the whole experience, hopefully without getting too stressed. So yeah, that's the only bit that's, you know, that I hate really. And when you go with someone else, it's a little bit less stressful, because, you know, they can help you navigate, can't they, and help you, you know, with some of the directions, whereas I'm going to have to concentrate on the driving and the directions on my own. So now, this is the challenge that we've got with this particular shaker card, don't want all the shakers to be shaker bits to be at the bottom. I want some of I want a well around each of these little stars. So we're going to have to do a little bit of building here. And I'm just going to go back through some of your questions as I'm just doing this. Julie says she loved her Easter shaker that she made and ordered the tape runners recommended by Jane, but not tried them yet. Yes, I haven't had a chance to order those, but I definitely need to find those that she recommended. I don't think because obviously the link will have been in the comments, so I haven't found it. So if you're able to link it again, please do, Julie, because I'm sure loads of people would be really interested in that, that are potentially watching. And Julie says also that she hates driving to events and parking, especially if I don't know where I'm going. I'm off to the NEC later in the year to see Take That, as Ollie Mers is supporting them. Oh, Julie, I'm so jealous. I would absolutely love that. And I know that actually that is one concert that Ant would go with me to as well, because he does love Take That. And I think he's probably a bit partial to a bit of Ollie Mers. I would dare to venture. So what dates is that? Because I'm sure they're probably sold out. Take That will definitely be sold out. And Lisa can relate. She hates the parking part too. It's just rubbish, isn't it? And obviously they're going to charge me a fortune for the parking as well. I don't know whether to. Is it easier to go on the train? Is it easier to go on the train? That I've not actually considered that, because where I live, we have a train station in our village. So I've stuck that a little bit close to the bottom of my star. So I'm just going to move that ever so slightly, so that you can't see it. Sorry if my head's popping into view. I just need to make sure that you can't see that bit, but I want to make sure that there are no gaps. So sorry, I just had to have a little bit of a closer view at that. Now we're going to create a little bit of a well here, and I've doubled up on all of my foam tape. I don't know if you guys noticed me do that, because I didn't really mention it, but I'm going to create wells around my stars. And what I've done is I've doubled up on my foam tape here. So I'm just trying to think about what the best way to do this is, because obviously my stars are a bit of a funny old shape, aren't they? So and that one's a bit long, but I might use that one there, like so. Or do I do it like that way? I might do that one that way. Can we help you? Well, hello there. We've got a cat. Right, so because we've got the same issue where we don't want there to be any gaps, do we? So we're gonna have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery if we want to make sure there are no gaps. So I'm just cutting up some little bits of foam tape so that we can make our little wells here. Right, that one can go there, and that one can fit there, I think. That might work. Let's stick some of these down. We don't need any help from you, little lady, because you're going to get fluff into my shake card, which I think she did in the last one. There was definitely little bits of cat fluff knocking about. Oh, honestly, my nails are a real hindrance sometimes. crafting. So just taking off the backing at the moment, not taking off the top bit just yet, as I'll do that as the kind of the last bit before we add in some of our other elements. That needs to go there, I think. Yeah. So Maisie is currently attempting to eat some of my foam tape, so that's smashing, isn't it? You're a bit naughty, aren't you? And then that one is going to just about fill the gap there. Lovely. So we are getting there, aren't we? We're going to have to do a few more little gaps here. Julie says, for me, getting the train is out of the question. Just have to wait until the next day to get home, plus no station in my town. Nearest one is 15 minutes drive. So you would raise an excellent point, is that by the time it comes out, will there be any trains in Leeds? Probably not. So what would be ideal would be for the boyfriend to come and pick me up, wouldn't it? But maybe that is a bit too much to ask. Leeds is only half an hour, 40 minutes drive. It's not huge. It's not a huge distance, but might be a little bit on the cheeky side, perhaps. But you know, you can try, can't you? So I might ask him, but I think it'll be a case of just having to do it, really, because I think Ant is actually going to be doing some decorating at the salon while I'm there, so he's going to be grafting while I'm partying. But having said that, I'm working tonight, aren't I? While he's off partying, so you know, swings and roundabouts. Julie, sorry, Annalisa says I'm going to see Jordan Davis, who's a country artist, in October. Luckily we can walk there, as the stadium is about 15 blocks away. That's amazing. That is very, very convenient. Thank you to what's his name, Jordan Davis, for planning it to be so close to you. I'm sure he did that on purpose for you. And if he didn't, he should have. So where did that little piece go that I just, oh, it's there, but I think that's definitely too small for anything. So we just need, see, a bit of cat fluff gets everywhere, and of course the acetate's very, very staticky, so everything sticks to it, doesn't it? So, oh, she's settled down now to sleep on my other chair now, so that's very cute. So, oops, oh, forgot that bit was attached. Where's that gone now? There it is. So again, that's just a little bit too big, so we're going to just snip that off there. I think it's about right. Careful not to snip off your fingers when you're doing this. I've done that once or twice. Julie says May the 18th is Take That in Birmingham, and it's an hour and a half, 45 minutes. So that's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad a journey, I don't think, Julie. That is that's pretty good. They're definitely worth travelling that far for. Birmingham is about 2 hours for us. When we go to Hobbymaker, that's in Birmingham, near to Birmingham. So yeah, it's about that far for us when we go there. So I'm just adding some of my my anti-static powder on the inside of the wells here, just so that things don't stick on the inside so much. because that definitely can be a bit of a stumbling block when you're doing your shakers. So in terms of what I want to put in this shaker, I want it to be kind of similar to what's on the other side. So on the other side we've got this lovely shimmery colour. I quite like it to be something along those lines. So I'm just going to have a little look in my my little box of tricks here and see if I've got anything. Oh, I've got the perfect thing, the perfect thing, the perfect thing. I've got some of these clear kind of sequins which are gorgeous, but I've got these iridescent stars from Lucy's Little Things. And I think we said last time, sorry if you can't hear me because I'm just bent down and looking in my little drawer of sequins, sorry, I'm back. That Lucy's Little Things I don't think is doing her little things anymore, which is such a shame because I loved her store. And I have a tendency with these things to either do too many or not enough. And so I'm just being quite generous this time because I feel like I want a few shakery bits in there. And do you know what? I haven't got any more of these left. It's not really a point of keeping them, is there? So let's just get them full of beautiful shakery bits. Let's go all out. Now, normally what I would do is I would pull off my tape before I put my bits in, because you can often have a spillage when you pull off your tape. So your fingers get stuck to it, you pull onto it, pull it a little bit too hard, the whole thing goes for a burden and you end up with tiny little bits of shakers all over the place. That one's already taken off. So I'm being risky right here. I am definitely being a risk taker at this point in time by doing this. I can see I've already got one little star on there, a little star on there, look. This is the danger. This is the risk that we take. See, look, my fingers are stuck. Hold your breath, people. Hold your breath. I think we're there. I think we've done it. This little star that's on here, can we flick it off without disturbing everything else? Can we do that? Come on, little star. Yes. Oh, yes. I think we've made it. I think we've made it. So the next part of the process, stick on the rest of your acetate so that we're creating a little acetate sandwich. And this one we do want to make sure we cover the whole thing. So there we go, we've covered the whole thing, we've made an acetate sandwich. There's going to be a little bit of static, don't worry, it is what it is. But now we can chop off the excess, which is a little bit more difficult to see because it's clear. But I'm just going to trim that off so that it doesn't hang over the edge. But this is so cute. I absolutely love shaker cards. Love that. I feel like we've got just a little bit of acetate poking over the side there. So this acetate can go now in my little acetate scraps container. And now we've got our adorable little shaker wells. And you can see that we haven't overfilled them. Even though it felt like I'd put loads in there, it's not overfilled. And you'll be able to see this more clearly when I pop it on the background, look. So now we've got a few bits that you can see on the back there. How gorgeous does that look? Oh, I love it so much. So, and then of course we're going to have our little characters. Actually, they're going to be this way around, aren't they? So we're going this way up for this one. Nearly forgot that, you see. So we've got our little shaker element, and it's not going to be covered up with our characters. So again, to stick this on, we're going to use the same principle with the liner tape, but I think I am going to use a thinner version of liner tape. My tape runner just really wasn't playing ball. I don't know actually what I've done with my tape runner now, so let's use this instead. This is very narrow tape. I don't know if I can find the end of it. A lot of this video has just been me using lots of different types of tape, hasn't it? So again, I don't know if this is terrible or not. It doesn't seem to be. I might have to snip this one. See if we can. Oh yeah, we can tear it actually. So I just pop that over the top of where those bits of foam tape are actually, because then you're not going to see it at all. But it's going to be all the way around the outside. There we go. And that should really keep it secure, but if you want to make sure that you've got, you know, plenty of adheringness, adhesion, then we can just add a few extra bits just behind some of the bits where we don't have the shaker element. And then let's remove the backing for this. Oops. So I don't think I told you actually who I was going to see, did I? I'm going to go and see Marty Pellow of Wet 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 fame. I don't know Annalisa, you may not have heard of them. I don't know how big they were in the States. They were a very big band in the UK in the 80s. Marty Pellow has continued to do, you know, have a really good, great career since. But it is the original kind of stuff that I really love, because it was the music that I was listening to when I was growing up. So when I was in my teens, they were one of the biggest boy bands of the day. When boy bands weren't really called boy bands, they were around the time of Bros. If anybody remembers Bros, with their Grolsch top shoes, the embellishments on their shoes. It was such a big thing. Everybody, you know, you're either a Bros fan or you were a Wet 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 fan. It was like battle of the bands. And me and my sister were big Wet 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 fans. And I was madly in love with Marty Pellow, and yeah, it was just, you know, that was our thing at the time. Yeah, we and I've remained, you know, just a lover of that music ever since. And I've seen him in concert, like pretty much every tour that he's ever done. I've been to see him, so I'm like a top fan, you would say. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? So, not being one to be afraid of dimension, I'm going to add some more dimension to this already dimension filled card. But you know, we love to pop up our images. I do anyway, and I'm not afraid of a bit of extra dimension on the card. So we're going to do the same for the cupcake as well, and for the little cake. We'll get a bit of tape on the back of here as well. And I'm yeah, so I can't wait for this concert. It's going to be so good. It's a shame my mum's not going to be there, because it was definitely like, it was our little thing that we did together. We had like a little girly weekend or a girly night away. You know, my mum has and my dad have probably only spent maybe 2 nights apart in their entire married lives, and they've been married for more than 50 years. And one of those times was when she came, well, I think maybe even 2 of those times have been when she's come to a concert with me. So yeah, it is a kind of like little girly treat to spend a bit of time together, and it's just lovely. But you know, it's we will do it again another time, because you know, it's like I say, it's our special little mum and daughter time, and it's our thing. So it's not going to be the same without my mum there, but she'll be singing along at home, I'm sure. So there we go. That's my little shaker card with my cute little foxes. I absolutely adore that. I think that is such a fun little card. And starting from a place of, I don't know what I'm going to do today, we've come up with these 2 gorgeous cards. Now, what I did promise was that I would show you how I coloured in this little chap, didn't I? So, and I am going to do that. So I need my stamp set. So, which is not one of those 2, so I'm going to pop them away. We're not going to have time to make the cute little gummy bears one that we were speaking about, so we'll save that for next time, I think. So I need the Let's Party, don't I? Let's have a look for that stamp set. So this is the Let's Party. This is the cute little cat from the set. In fact, I'm going to use this little scrap of card that we've got here, that we found earlier. These are our 2 little cards for inspiration. So I'm just having a look at some of the questions. Julie's asking a random question. Is it possible to make a double layered shaker card, so 2 layers with different shaker bits? I'm trying to understand what you mean. So do you mean double up the layers of acetate that I've just done, so to create a double sandwich with different shaker bits in each bit? Do you know, well, anything is possible, Julie. I would challenge you to try that and see if you can do that, because I've never tried it. It would make a very, very bulky card. If you'd got, see, I've doubled up on my my foam tape here, but actually because of the little stars being so small and thin, I perhaps didn't need to double up on the foam. So actually, if you did just 1 layer of foam and then a really, you know, kind of slim shaker, so the sequins are too fat, but those little bits, the little stars that I've got in the background, they would be fine with 1 layer of foam. Then you wouldn't create too much extra bulk doing 2 layers. So yeah, you could, I think you should try it and let us know on the friends page how it comes out, because like I say, I've never tried that before. So this one is for Sue. Sue, I hope you're still there, still watching, because we're doing the little cat now, and I think I can remember how I did him. So we shall soon find out. So I'm going to use some of my Memento Tuxedo black ink to stamp him out, and I am just using a stamping block for this. But if you are, you know, a little bit unsure about whether you're going to get a great impression first time, I'm going to save a bit of cardstock by doing him to one side as well. Then using a stamping platform is a really good idea. Julie accepts the challenge. I love that. And Julie's the same with Ollie Mers. You've seen him 8 times. Wow. I do like Ollie Mers. I think he's really good, you know. So I bet that is such a good concert. Over, you know, that's. I mean, I don't know who Martipello's got supporting. I don't think it's anybody that I know. I think it was somebody who who had appeared on. I want to say American Idol or something along those lines, and on one of the talent shows anyway. So I'm sure they're very, very good, but I don't know who they are, and I would much rather see Ollie Mers as a support act. But I don't suppose Martipello's at the kind of level that Take That are in terms of who's going to support. So, you know, I'm going to be happy because I get to see Martipello. That's me done. I'm happy. So I'm going to try and zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing here. So let's see if my zoom works. There we go. Hopefully that's a good view for you guys. And like I say, we're going to be copying this little cat here, aren't we? So we'll get him to one side because we don't need the little cute little fox in his shaker card. I love that shaker card. So this is the little chap that we're doing. So I will have used some shades of brown, and I'm going to suggest that I probably use the E35 shades, but I'm just going to consult my chart just to give myself a little bit of a reminder. Whether it was the E35 or the E25. I'm going to say it was the E25s actually. So let's start with the E25 as being my darkest shade, and let's do a little bit of a test. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that that is the right colour. So what I will have done is I will have done a little outline all the way around my little cat, and I'll have done a little bit of a line around where the ears are, underneath the hat, around the top of the ears, and then a few little strokes around that ear, and then I'm going to come all the way around and up the legs, and the centre of the legs, bottom of the little tuxes, and around the edges of the cat there, and then a bit on the tail, and then a little bit around the base. And then I'm going to do a little circle all around his nose. There we go. And I'm creating essentially a chocolate point cat. This is what the kind of the look that we're going for. So I'm now with my E23, and I'm going to pull some of this colour from the outside edge and in towards the middle. So I'm using a little bit of a stroking motion, just feathering the colour from the outside and in. And again, the same around the tip of the tail. I've gone a little bit over there, but don't worry about that. So now we're moving on to the E21, and I'm thinking now, are these a lighter shade? Did I use the E30s? But we're gonna persist with this colour because this colour scheme will work. And again, I'm just feathering out from the outside towards the middle, and bringing that colour in so that the colour in the centre is the lightest. So bringing that shade all the way in to the middle. And I'm using a circular motion now to blend those edges together, and then bringing that colour all the way in to the middle. So my brush strokes are all moving towards the centre, not outwards, because if I do that, that will push the colour that way, and I want the colour to come towards the centre. So I'm going to go back over the colours that I've already done. So the E23, again, I'm bringing that colour from the outside edge in, outside edge and in. Cute. And again, then we'll just go over those edges with the E21 just to soften them up a little bit. Now I think that I want my chocolate point to be a little bit of a darker point, so I'm going to go back in with my E25, but I might need to go in with the milk chocolate, the E27, just to really darken that up. But if we just go around the edges again with this darker shade, we may just get the depth that we need. So we don't want it to be too dark, so just a little bit around the edges. And the same goes for the you know, the bit around the nose. You don't want to go too dark because you'll not be able to see his features. But giving him a little bit of a darker brown nose with that milk chocolate, and then a little bit of a darker point to those ears, does just bring those out. So we'll do the same around the bottom of his feet. And the same on the tip of that tail. Cute. And then for the cheeks, I always go for a little pink cheek, as you know. So I'm using the R20 blush, but that might be a little bit pale over that colour, but it's ideal for those ears. So I'll add a bit of pink to those ears, and then because I want to deepen the pinking of the cheeks a little bit, I think I will probably go for let's try the R21. That might be a little bit of a deeper pink. Yeah, that's the R21, sorry. So that's just going to give us a little bit of a deeper pink on those cheeks. For the hat, I've gone with some lovely purples. Now, I've already mentioned to you before that I do love this more vibrant purple. This is called the Fluorescent Dull Violet, and I just use that for the background. I think I have added a little bit of shading with the let's try the V22 here, just so that it doesn't look like a flat shape. And then I've added a few little bits of colour. So we've got a bit of green, a bit of blue, and a bit of yellow. So I think we'll go with a nice bright. So this is the Y06. I used the B02 there, and I've used the YG23. So the YG23, I'm also going to use that just for the tassels on the top of the hat as well. So we've used a little bit of everything there, haven't we? So I'll just pop those back. And to finish him off, of course, I'm going to go in with some of my white jelly roll pen. So I like to use the 08. I think that's the perfect size, and I just give a few little dots on the cheeks, a few little highlights, and then a few little stripes that look a little bit like fur, and then a few little dots around. Where I've gone over here, which you might not be able to see on screen, if I come a little bit closer, I don't know if it'll blur that out too much for you to see, but I have gone over the line a little bit with my brown colour there. The jelly roll pen is perfect for blotting that out, so all I will do is just go over that edge. You'll never even know it was there. Obviously on our design you don't really see much of the feet now, but I'll just add a few bits in there. And then on the picture here, again, I don't know if this is too close for you to be able to see, and if it will be a bit blurry, but you've got, I've added a little white dot to the centre of those eyes. That really does just bring them to life. Just adding that little bit of white accent there, and it looks like he's peering at you. And that is a little chocolate point cat. Isn't he cute? So now I've got two characters here that I can use in future projects. This guy I've not added any white jelly roll pen to, which is so unlike me. So while I've got my white jelly roll pen, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some of those highlights, because for me that just finishes him off. And then he's really cute. So there you go. So that's my little cat. We've covered quite a few different things, a few different techniques today. We've done a bit of ink blending, we've done a bit of splattering. We didn't die cut these pieces during the show, but we have obviously used the die cuts, and it's the same die cut but used in two different ways. So this one we've used in this orientation, and we've just used the aperture and tucked our images behind. In this one we've used it the opposite way and created a shaker card, and then we've got our characters sat outside of those shapes. So it's just two different ways to use the same thing, and I just think they look so cute in both versions. And obviously we've then done a little bit of colouring as well, to show you how to colour your images. So Sue, I hope that was useful for you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you like the end result and you create that yourself. I think I did use slightly different colours with this cat to the original. So if you want to use the colours that I think I probably used on this cat, it would be the E37, 35 and probably the 33 and 31. So it will have been the E30 shades anyway. So yeah, so if you want to recreate this particular colour scheme, have a play with from E30 up to E37. It'll be a combination of those, but you can achieve a very similar look with the E20 shades. So it all depends what you've got in your stash. Annalisa says lovely cards and colouring. Thank you so much. And Julie's added the link for the tape runners. Thank you very much. I will check that. And Julie says we'll catch up with what you said by watching the replay. As you missed the comments about what I said about the double layer shaker card. Other than challenging you to move one, as Harry kicked me off YouTube on TV and connected the videos watching. How rude, Harry. I can't believe you did such a thing. And Julie says stunning cards, love that die, need to make some more cards using it, I feel. Well, I think this shows that it can still be very, very versatile, and it's a really go-to die for me, this, because it's so easy to make something really cute using it, and so many different techniques that you can try, because you can also use the stars as well. So the bits that you cut out, the waist, you can create something with those as well. So they would make really awesome little tags. Oh my goodness. Right, while we're on the subject, what did I do with the others? Because there was more than just that one. Let me look. Where did it go? Let's see. What did we do with it? Let me have a look in here. Was it in here? Because I've given myself another idea now, and now I want to do that as well. I don't know what I've done with the rest. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. It's not in there, so it must be somewhere else. Of course. Bear with me. Bear with. We will find it. We will find it. Ah, there she is. There it is. There it is. So let me come back into the view. Julie's saying thank you for the company. You're very welcome. So this, as part of this little trio here, do have an extra. Did have an extra little one of those images, but I don't know what I've done with it. But you could have your little cat sat on the star, punch a little hole with your little crocodile type thing. So let's punch a little hole in here. Punch a little hole in the top of there. Add a little bit of twine, and you've got a matching little gift tag. How adorable is that? So you could add maybe one of your little characters on the front. You could add a sentiment across the front with the kind of the let's celebrate. So what other we've got? I mean, we've got all of these other little images that we've not even spoken about. So you've got your little jelly. We've got another little cupcake. We've even got the little cake itself. So you could add any one of these little characters on there and make a cute little tag. And in the little foxy one, even in the little cake one actually, you've got happy birthday on there and some cute little characters. So you've got another little cupcake there that you could use. Where's my little foxy friend? My little foxy friend has got the let's celebrate on there, another little balloon and the little crown. So you can really mix and match these sets together to make something really adorable. So I love that. Julie says, oh, I've got an idea to do with the stars, going to jot it down before I forget, and if it works I'll share it. Oh, fabulous. I love that. I love that we can come up with all these different ideas and suggestions together, because it is such a cute thing to do. I'm just going to zoom out as well, she says. There we go. That's it now. It's a bit better, isn't it? So yeah, it's this. When I started this this live tonight, I was so not sure about what I was going to do and totally uninspired at that point, but just grabbing some of my bits together has totally inspired me and got me in the mood to make more cards. So I'm absolutely buzzing. It's been great to spend the time with you. If I do make myself a little tag out of this, I will share it on the Facebook page after we finish the live. So I might just do that now I've given myself that idea. But thanks so much for now, guys. It's been really great spending time with you. I hope you all have a fabulous evening and a fabulous crafty weekend, and I will see you next Thursday for another Facebook Live. See you soon, guys. Bye.